Hey, aloha everyone. Michelle Melendez with Blossom Inner Wellness and StandTogetherHawaii.com. I want to do this video on the number of emergency proclamations that the Hawaii Governor Green has signed compared to historical other governors that have signed emergency proclamations, and the fact that there is zero checks and balances with this man, absolutely zero. We can take some action. So if you live on the islands, please join StandTogetherHawaii.com. Also, just want to say I'm still in YouTube probation until August 22nd. I've been in YouTube probation since October. So if you like, share, subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. That would help because the algorithms do not like me. They are not my friend. That's all right. I just keep going. So let me show you guys historically about the emergency proclamations that have been signed by the various Hawaii governors. So let's take a look at this. I use ChatGPT because it's super fast. Let's take a look. The very first emergency proclamation was the attack on Pearl Harbor. So that definitely in my book is an emergency. When they're blowing bombs on the harbor in Honolulu and Oahu, yeah, emergency. Absolutely. The one in 2000 that was signed in 2007 was Governor Lingle. Not sure if I'm saying that right. And this was interesting because she actually signed she had major public opposition when she attempted to exempt the Hawaii super ferry from environmental assessments. So I guess it was a super ferry that went to Inter-Island and she was trying to exempt it. Who's she getting paid by? Environmental assessments. But this got a bunch of pushback by the public, thank God. And the Hawaii Supreme Court ruled against this exemption. Wow, they're ruling against an exemption. That's incredible, leading to protests to legal challenges. Okay, so yeah, so that was an emergency that did not go the way this governor wanted. It's the only one that governor signed. And then the other ones were for the next one after that one was for a hurricane, and that one is right here. There was two hurricanes that this governor in 2014 signed an emergency proclamation. So allocating resources for future relief and mitigation operations because of a hurricane, definitely an emergency. So we got bombing of Pearl Harbor, then we have the hurricane. Okay, then we got Ige, and he signed an emergency for Hawaii flooding in Kauai. Let me tell you, Kauai is one of the wettest locations on earth. I think it gets, I don't know, I can't remember how many inches of rain a year, but it's like one of the wettest locations on earth. So severe flooding in Kauai definitely would be in my book an emergency. Then he also, Governor Ige, there it is. He also, I believe, had a hurricane. Let's see here. Where is he at? Here it is. These are the notable emergency proclamations by Governor Ige. The COVID thing, he signed this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And Hawaii flooding in Kauai, I just mentioned that. Heavy rains and flooding, definitely emergency material here. And then other emergencies, Maui's wildfires, and that was in 2019. And this was Ige. All right, so he signed, Ige, the governor prior to Green, signed 5 emergency proclamations for the COVID thing, 1 for wildfires, 1 for flooding, and 5 for heavy rains. Okay, that's pretty. Those are, besides one of them, I think those are definitely grounds for emergency proclamations, flooding, and hurricane. Now let's look at Green. Green here, where's he at? He is, hold on a second. Oh, I don't want you guys to have to watch me scroll. So let me find his because he has signed. What am I thinking? I know where it's at. It is right here because I have a whole Excel spreadsheet for him because this is really interesting. He has signed 9 emergency proclamations almost 100 times. 9 emergency proclamations almost 100 times, suspending numerous laws with 0 checks and balances. Let's look at these. Hawaii, the housing emergency, housing shortage. He has bypassed fast track development, Let's see. This is what I wanted to show you guys. It bypassed the Sunshine Law. This emergency proclamation bypasses the Sunshine Law. That's transparency of government. This means that they can go in without and have meetings without public testimony, public input, or the public even knowing that there's a meeting going on. He has potential overreach of Article 1, Section 5, and let me show you what that is. Article 1, Section 5 of the Constitution is habeas corpus. So this is a potential overreach for housing. This is the privilege, the right of habeas corpus. Okay, it's this one right here. Most importantly, the power to suspend the privilege of the right of habeas corpus or to suspend laws or their execution. It must be exercised by legislation, by legislature, or by authority expressly derived from legislature, or from the specific cases the legislature has expressly prescribed. Governors cannot suspend laws, but without the legislative body. But this Hawaii governor keeps signing 9 different emergency proclamations. Okay, is there a flood? Is there a hurricane? Is there wildfires that are happening? Is there a volcano going off? Because Ige did sign the 2018 emergency proclamation due to Kilauea spouting a 1,000-foot lava fountain. And then, yeah, that's an emergency. It was the lava took over people's homes. Yeah, I'd call that an emergency. Where's the emergency, Green? Where's the emergency? Is there a housing issue in Hawaii? 100%. But does that grounds for an emergency that you suspend sunshine laws? You suspend the laws where people can see transparency of government? No, I don't think so. That's not Pono. It's not Pono, everybody. That means that's not right. Pono means, is it right? Let me go back to the laws that, oh, wait, sorry, it's wrong. This is the wrong picture. I want to go back to the laws that Governor Green, the emergency proclamations Governor Green has signed. We have homelessness. This was the one that he signed a month prior to the fires. And there was a guy that gets on and governors, Governor Green, so there's a homelessness emergency. There was no homeless people calling 911. If you're homeless, the one place you're going to want to be is in Hawaii. Then this one guy stands up at this meeting and says, the homeless children. Okay, you guys, again, nobody homeless was calling 911 saying, homeless children are dying here. This was not an emergency. There were not bombs going off. There was not flooding. There was not a hurricane. There was not lava flowing in your yard, So let's see about the laws that they suspended for homelessness, violation of due process, emergency powers and chronic issues. He waived zoning, permitting, procurement, and sunshine laws. So more sunshine laws are suspended for the homelessness. So no transparency of government. And procurement, I actually had to look that word up because I wanted to make sure that I had it right and I knew what it meant. So let me show you guys really quick. Here it is. So so those of you who don't know what that is, I didn't know what it was. Procurement laws are the rules and regulations that govern how organizations, especially governments, acquire goods and services. These laws aim to ensure fairness, transparency, and efficiency in the purchasing process. They dictate how public funds are spent, promote competition among suppliers, and prevent corruption. Prevent corruption. So let's see again where he has suspended the procurement laws that prevent government corruption. Isn't that interesting? Well, he suspended it with the homeless emergency proclamation. Then we have the wildfires that we signed 21 times. And this one, temporary taking procurement without checks and balances. Procurement, that's preventing government corruption. He suspended that with the Maui wildfires. The access deer, there's an overpopulation of deer, not just on Maui. And I think this is interesting. We don't have any deer on Big Island. So maybe that means Maui and Big Island are exempt because I don't think Maui has deer. I know that Molokai does and Lanai also. So he bypassed environmental and historic preservation laws because of the deer. He bypassed environmental and historical preservation laws because of the deer. Interesting. Okay, Uncle Billy's Hilo Bay Hotel. Okay, I'm curious who paid him for this one, because this is what it says: a derelict structure, and it's a public safety hazard. Public safety hazard. So he does an emergency proclamation, and he suspended competitive bidding. He suspended competitive bidding to rebuild, to destroy and rebuild Billy's Hilo Hotel. And he gave this contract to one company in Hilo, and he suspended anybody else from bidding on it. Isn't that interesting? I mean, is he getting a kickback? I don't know. Potential conflict with, oh, there's that word again, procurement laws, the laws that do a checks and balance on government corruption. That law, those laws have been suspended. Isn't that interesting? Then check this out, you guys. There's a school bus service emergency proclamation. Emergency. Were school buses running children down or something? Like, where's the emergency? And it's like, he signed this 6 times. Driver shortages. Okay, is that an issue? Yes. Impact on school transportation, unreliable student commutes, and parent burdens. Parent burdens. Okay, because the government cares so much about transportation and traffic, or your the parents that have to pick up their kids. And I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. But the emergency, was there a flood with the school buses? Was there lava that the school buses were almost, taken over by? No, there's not. This is administration. This is administration issues, not an emergency. And what has he suspended? Possible conflict with, what's our favorite word, everybody? Procurement oversight. Possible conflict with procurement oversight, the transparency of government, the checks and balances of government corruption. Interesting. Let's do the last 3. Condo insurance stabilization. This is an emergency. These are administrative issues. He signed this 7 times. Insurance companies leaving the market, raising rates, threatening condo owners, losing coverage, regulatory overreach. This is the constitutional violations. Regulatory overreach, price controls without legislative authority. None of this is with our legislative body. None of this is with transparency of government. None of this is with people being able to testify. And this one, telecommunications and infrastructure. Okay. I've signed this 5 times. Delaying and, okay, let's see here. Transparency concerns, lack of community consultation. Yeah, I think so. Permitting and procurement waived for telco emergency repair. Who wants to guess that's possibly going to bring in more 5G? I don't know. But permitting and procurement waived on this emergency. Isn't that interesting? Floods and tsunamis. Okay, we had 1 tsunami warning, 1 that ended up being a 6-foot wave, and my phone went off every 2 hours, texting, get to high ground, get to high ground. And the best warning system in the world went off every 2 hours, and it was a 6-foot wave. But yet he does an emergency. It's not happening right now. We're not flooding right now. Storm. So and it says various times he's signed. Forced evacuation. Here's the constitutional violations. Due process concerns in emergency designation. Declared state of emergency for rapid response and recovery. There's no tsunami that happened. Why did he sign this emergency proclamation? So let me just tell you guys, Ken, one of my Stand Together Hawaii people, and I, after he sent this to me, you guys are gonna love this one. You're gonna love this one. This should be on Saturday Night Live, you guys. This should be on Saturday Night Live, because it's quite unbelievable. This is an ombudsman. Ombudsman what is the Ombudsman Office? Is an independent agency of the Hawaii State Legislature that investigates complaints about actions or executive branch agencies of the state and county of governments in Hawaii. So we want to complain that the governor has overstepped his reach. He has totally gone off the freaking chart and overstepped overreach of government. So we call him, but then I look at this, and this is what they told me over the phone too. We cannot investigate complaints about the governor or lieutenant governor and their personal staff, the legislature and its staff, the judiciary and its staff, the various county mayors and councilors, the federal government, a multi-state governmental entity or non-governmental entity. Okay, we can only investigate public employee grievances covered by collective bargaining agreements. Okay, I mean, that's why I said this should be on Saturday Night Live, because at the very top, it says is an independent agency of the Hawaii State Legislature that investigates complaints about actions of executive branch agencies of the state county governments in Hawaii. Okay, complaints about actions of executive branch agencies. Isn't the governor's office an executive branch? I thought it was, of the state and government of Hawaii, but yet they can't investigate pretty much anything. They can't investigate anything. So I just thought that should be on Saturday Night Live. And when I called them and they told me that, I just started cracking up, and I said, then who do we complain to? And she said, you can go to the office. It was OIP. And then also she said, contact the governor's office. Like, the governor's going to be like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I've signed so many emergency proclamations. Let me stop doing that. Thank you for calling. Right? He's definitely going to do that. So anyway, that's what's going on in Hawaii, you guys. We have a dictator, a communist dictator who has gone over and above his duties. And I am going to have some actions for us. We're working on it right now. We have spoken with a lawyer. I do have some video on that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. Because he has given us some really good information and insights, because it's obviously not the legislative branch. And I do have one action that we can take right now. Contact your legislature. Contact your legislator, and tell them to check and balance the governor. And I will put that in an email to the people who have joined standtogetherhawaii.com. So join standtogetherhawaii.com. I'm going to tell you how to find your legislator, your county council member, our Hawaii state representative, and contact them and tell them, you guys got to step up and check this man, because he has now signed 9 emergency proclamations almost 100 times with zero legislative input or checks and balance at all. He suspends sunshine laws. He suspended procurement laws, which are supposed to be the checks and balance for corrupt government, to stop corrupt government. So it's our Kuleana now, you guys. If nobody else is going to do it, we're going to take the ball and run with it. All right. Please join standtogetherhawaii.com. The last thing I want to share is about the fires that are happening in Hawaii. So let me get that queued up for you. All right, found it. So here, this beginning of August, there were 2 fires in Big Island, Pa'ilo and Poho Kupuka, and they are under investigation. So they're brush fires under investigation. I think that's interesting. Lahaina had a fire. It re-energized broken power lines, ignited the fire, supposedly, August 8th. Isn't that interesting? That's really, really freaking sad. The anniversary of Lahaina, the anniversary of the fire that took out Lahaina, had another fire on that very same day. What are the odds? Disgusting. And it was re-energized power lines. The power company is the one being blamed for the Lahaina fire in the first place, when that's a whole total lie. But I think that's interesting. August 8th, very sad. I'm very sorry that happened. Oahu, August, Makiki, I think I said that right. And this was a discarded cigarette butt That's maybe reaching. I don't know if I believe that. Kauai in July 2025, Hanalei, unattended fire campfire. And that was that. And then this also says, I asked, how common are wildfires in Hawaii? Historically, wildfires were rare in Hawaii. But due to climate change, ChatGPT, you can only take it so far, and native ecosystems. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. So that is what is going on right now. We have some fires that are happening. So stay safe. Here's the thing too. I'm doing a program. And it's called The Inner Shift. And it is pay what you can. People are writing to me and they're saying, Michelle, I can't afford it. Yeah, you can. You can afford it because it's pay whatever you can pay. And the reason why I'm doing it, you can go to blossominnerwellness.com and then join the free private membership. In fact, let me just show you how to do it. Because basically what this is it tells you about the universal laws, and I'm going to explain the prayer, the visualization that I do. So go to blossominnerwellness.com and then you join the free private membership. Okay, you're just going to click here, join the free unless you're already a member. If you're already a member, you just log in. Okay, so you put your name and email address. I'll just put share and then share test at aol.com and then click submit. And then it's going to take you to a membership that you choose. You can choose. You can do a $10, $100 a year, or free membership. It shows you what's included in each of those memberships. If you want to just join this free one, that's fine. You click there and you can just join the free one. You put in your username and password. And then you're going to click on more programs. See more programs. It will pop up once you put in your username and password. And then here are the programs: the detox, the inner shift, Hawaii retreat. Click on the inner shift. This program is about universal laws running our lives. There are universal laws that are running our life, you guys. They're running our life. And basically, the powers that be understand what they are. And the number one law that they know is your imagination. Your imagination is not what you think it is. Your imagination is actually very, very powerful, and they know this. That's why they want to keep us in fear, in anger, in hatred, and in confusion. Because what are you imagining if they are putting us in fear that there's going to be another war? Or if they're going to put us in fear about your child wanting to change its sex before age 12? Stupid crap like that. And so the frequency, not just the frequency, but your mental thoughts are what create this game that we're in. This world is not what we think it is. This world is something else. And the powers that be know this is a game, and they want to stay in control because they are losing control, because people are waking up to what we really are. And the Inner Shift program that I'm taking people through, and you can pay whatever it is you want to pay. Just pay whatever you can, because I want this world to be a better place. I want peace and harmony and fun, and I want it all, and for everybody. But I can't do this by myself. So if you want to help, join the Inner Shift. I will teach you guys the universal principles that they're using on us and that we can use to have a freedom in the world. This is why I pray the way that I pray. People are always like, why don't you ever say Jesus' name? There's a whole reason for that, but the main one is that I pray to visualize what it is that I want to see. And I really hope that when I do this next visualization in a moment, that you guys will close your eyes and join me for the imagination of seeing the world that we want to see. That frequency brings it to us and gives us the power that we have. Not gives us the power, actually utilizes the power that we already have. That's why I pray the way that I pray. It's a visualization. It's calling in, it's seeing what it is that we want. So let's do it. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Give yourself permission to just relax right now. I'm going to turn off my fan. Give yourself permission to relax and take another deep breath and exhale. And if you're in a spot, I invite you to close your eyes so you're not letting the outside influencing you. You can actually come back, come into yourself. And now, one last deep breath, everybody. Breathe in and exhale. And now, notice that your body goes to its natural rhythm of breathing. And you didn't have to tell it how, you didn't have to write a to do list for it. Your body's being breathed. There's an infinite intelligence that is beating your heart, is breathing your body, is running the sun across the sky, it's running the tides. And right now, in your mind's eye, I want you to imagine the ocean. Imagine a wave that's crashing on the shore right now. You can imagine a really, really, really big wave. You can even put a surfer on it, and it crashes on the shore. And we can also imagine a really light, easy wave that just comes right into the shore and goes right back out. Super easy, calm water. You can imagine the sunset, like the one behind me, slowly sinking past the horizon. Now we can imagine right now the power of our imagination. We can imagine a world where all people matter. We can imagine a world where people wake up excited to be alive, where people wake up smiling, excited to do the work that they love to do. Give yourself permission to see this in your mind's eye. And if you haven't yet, I invite you again to close your eyes and visualize this. This is our power right here. Imagine a world where all children are safe, where they're playing with each other, where they're laughing, where they're hugging each other and their ohana, their family, their friends. All children around the world are safe. Give yourself permission to feel this in your heart. Give yourself permission to feel in your heart your neighborhood with all of the friends and family and people that you know and don't know around your neighborhood, enjoying their life, happy to be alive, going outside their door and saying hi to their neighbor, waving, "Hey, how you doing, Joe?" Give yourself permission to feel what it would feel like to have so much joy and contentment in your life. What would it feel like if all your needs were absolutely met? More than that, what would that feel like? To wake up in complete abundance, that scarcity wasn't even a thing on the planet. What would it feel like if the term and the feeling of scarcity, if we couldn't even have that frequency in our body because it absolutely didn't exist? Can you feel that frequency? Can you find it? And if you cannot, that's okay. Just plant the seed of the possibility that the frequency of scarcity doesn't exist on the planet, that all people are more abundant than they ever imagined possible. Give yourself permission to explore that frequency, explore that imagination, imaginary event that all people are more than abundant. And people laugh together, and people smile, and people aren't racing to work. They're actually slowing down, and people are enjoying driving, waving at each other, smiling, laughing. Can you give yourself permission to see it in your mind's eye or feel it in your body? And we send this frequency out. Give yourself permission to feel what it would feel like to that frequency of aloha. Aloha, that you matter, You are seen, that all people matter. All people are seen. Give yourself permission to see that. Give yourself permission to see that anybody that does not value this, that does not value love, that does not value aloha, that does not value human life, that does not value people's private property and the Constitution, that they are bound, that there's a light frequency of beautiful white light that comes down from the heavens and surrounds their body, and it is filled with love and aloha, and that person is bound from doing any more harm on the planet, and or their heart is turned toward love and toward aloha. They are peaceably removed from power, or they voluntarily step down, and this world is a better place. The water is clean. We call that forth now. Imagine turtles and dolphins and whales going through clean water, beautiful, clean water. Imagine beautiful blue sky above your head. No chemtrails, just completely clear blue sky. Imagine completely clean soil. Imagine vegetables and fruit and everything that you grow, cabbage, kale, chard, comes up and it's vibrant colors, vibrant with so much nutrients in it. Imagine what that would be like. Imagine it right now. Give yourself permission to taste real food, real clean food from the Aina, from the land. We call that forth now. Great Spirit, this is so fun. We get to watch this movie as this unfolds, as love, light, peace, joy, harmony, laughter, abundance is here for all people. We call it forth. And we get to watch it as it unfolds. And we give so much gratitude for the angels and the guides that are always around us because we are never alone. And we get to watch this movie and be part of this movie, be part of the change for the better. So exciting, Great Spirit. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Love it. We love it. We love it. And so it is. Sending you and your ohana so much aloha from the Big Island. And again, join my inner circle, you guys. Pay what you can. Let's learn these universal laws. I wanted to do this program again so I can go through these universal laws again myself and just get it deeper, because they're something that we all need to realize and know and use, because we're using them anyway. You are using these universal laws right now, whether you know it or not. They're being used on you and through you and in you. So how about you learn about them? All right, you guys, much aloha. Please like, share, subscribe, all that.